Wanderer of the Wasteland by Zane Grey, Chapter 16, Part 4. Once while they were resting upon a promontory that overhung the valley, Adam spoke to her. She did not hear him. Her eyes reflected the wonder and immensity of the waste beneath her. Indeed, she did not appear to be brooding or thinking. And when he spoke again, breaking in upon her abstraction, she was startled. He forgot what he had intended to say, substituting a query as to her thoughts. "How strange," she murmured. "I didn't have a thought. I forgot where I was. Your voice seemed to come from far off." "I spoke to you before, but you didn't hear," said Adam. "You look sort of, watchful, I'd call it." "Watchful? Yes, I was. I feel I was, but I don't remember. This is indeed a strange state for Magdalene Veery. It behooves her to cultivate it. But what kind of a state was it, Wansfeld? Could it have been happiness?" She asked that in a whisper, serious and with pathos, yet with a smile. "It's always happiness for me to watch from the heights. Surely you are finding happy moments." "Yes, many thanks to you, my friend, but they are conscious, happy moments, just sheer joy of movement, or sight of beauty, or a thrill of hope, or perhaps a vague dream of old, far-off, unhappy things. And it is happiness to remember them. But this was different. It was unconscious. I tell you, Wansfeld, I did not have a thought in my mind. I saw, I watched. Oh, how elusive it is." "Try to recall it," he suggested, much interested. I try, she said presently, "but the spell is broken." "Well, then let me put a thought into your mind," went on Adam. "Dismukes and I once had a long talk about the desert. Why does it fascinate all men? What is the secret? Dismukes didn't rate himself high as a thinker, but he is a thinker. He knows the desert. To me, he's great, and he and I agreed that the commonly accepted idea of the desert's lure is wrong. Men seek gold, solitude, forgetfulness. Some wander for the love of wandering. Others seek to hide from the world. Criminals are driven to the desert. Besides these, all travelers crossing the desert talk of its enchantments. They all have different reasons: loneliness, peace, silence, beauty, wonder, sublimity, 1,000 reasons. Indeed, they are all proofs of the strange call of the desert. But men do not go deep enough." "Have you solved the secret?" she asked wonderingly. "No, not yet," he replied a little sadly. "It eludes me. It's like finding the water of a mirage." "It's like the secret of a woman's heart, Wansfeld." "Then if that is so, tell me." "Ah, no woman ever tells that secret." "Have you come to love the desert?" "You ask me that often," she replied in perplexity. "I don't know. I reference, I fear, I thrill, but love, I can't say that I love the desert. Not yet. Love comes slowly and seldom to me. I loved my mother. Once I loved a horse." "Have you loved men?" he queried. "No," she flashed in sudden passion, and her eyes burned dark on his. "Do you imagine that of me? I was 18 when they married me to Veery. I despised him. I learned to loathe him. Wansfeld, I never really loved any man. Once I was mad, driven." How easily could Adam strike the chords of her emotion and rouse her to impassioned speech. His power to do this haunted him, and sometimes he could not resist it until wistfulness or trouble in her eyes made him ashamed. Someday I'll tell you how I was driven once. Ruined, he said. Ruined? You? Why, Wansfeld, you are a man. Sometimes I think you're a god of the desert. But tell me, what ruined you as you mean it? No, not now. I'm interested in what is it? Your lack of power to love. Lack? How little you know of me. I am all power to love. I am a quivering mass of exquisitely delicate, sensitive nerves. I am a seething torrent of hot blood. I am an empty heart, deep and terrible as this valley, hungry for love as it is hungry for precious rain or dew. I am an illimitable emotion, heaving like the tides of the sea. I am all love. And I only a stupid blunderer, said Adam. You use a knife relentlessly sometimes. Wansfeld, listen, I have a child, a lovely girl. She is 14 years old, the sweetest. Before she was born, I did not love her. I did not want her. But afterward, Wansfeld, a mother's love is divine, but I had more than that. All my heart went out to Ruth. Love. Oh, my God, does any man know the torture of love? Oh, I know. I had to leave her. I had to give her up, and I'll never see her again. The woman bowed with hands to her face, and all her slender body shook. Forgive me, whispered Adam huskily, in distress. It was all he could say for a moment. She had stunned him. Never had he imagined her as a mother. Yet I'm glad I know now. You should have told me. I am your friend. I've tried to be a brother. Tell me, Magdalene. You'll be less troubled. I will help you. I think I understand just a little. You seem to me only a very young woman, and you're a mother. Always I say I'll never be surprised again. Why, the future is all surprise. And your little girl's name is Ruth? Ruth Veary, what a pretty name. Adam had rambled on, full of contrition, hating himself, trying somehow to convey sympathy. Perhaps his words, his touch on her bowed shoulder, helped her somewhat, for presently she sat up, flung back her hair, and turned a tear-stained face to him. How changed, how softened, how beautiful. Slowly her eyes were veiling in emotion, a glimpse of which uplifted him. Wansfeld, I'm 38 years old, she said. No, I can't believe that, he ejaculated. It's true. Well, I guess I'll go back to figuring the desert. But speaking of age, you guess mine. I'll bet you can't come any nearer to mine. Gravely she studied him, and in the look and action once more grew composed. You're a masculine sphinx. Those terrible lines from cheek to jaw, they speak of agony, but not of age. But you're gray at the temples, Wansfeld. You are 37, perhaps 40. Magdalene Veary, cried Adam aghast. Do I look so old? Alas for vanished youth, I'm only 26. It was her turn to be amazed. We had better confine ourselves to other riddles than love and age. They are treacherous. Come, let us be going. End of Chapter 16, Part 4.